One of the reasons that we have, because often you can equally go both ways, that we have a disconnect in relationships is because we're speaking our language, not theirs. That we're speaking our language, not theirs. So, for example, for my husband, it's all about acts of service. And for me, it's all about words of affirmation. So when I'm not feeling fulfilled in the relationship, then I may be looking at it only from my perspective. And if I start to notice all the things, nice things like filling up my car, cutting the grass, which is how he expresses love, and mine is words of affirmation. Same with relationships at work. This can be a source of support. It can be a source of encouragement. It can also be a place where you can be brought down. And so start to notice, are you speaking their love language? Get outside of yourself, because part of cultivating mental health daily is realizing that we can't do it in isolation. That it's one thing to be yourself, happy, go lucky, having, all these things working for you. But what we know is that there's such a thing as emotional contagion. And so that's back to stress. And I will show you and talk to you about that. Stress is good. Stress is good for us, because think about your relationships. I worry about relationships that don't have conflict, because if relationships don't have conflict, then it means that you're at a very superficial level in the relationship. There's people pleasing going on. You're not willing to go deep. You don't feel safe. You don't want it all one way or all the other way. And so part of being effective in a relationship too is, are you an overgiver? Because if you're an overgiver, for example, one of my favorite TEDx talks is called Make Stress Your Friend. And it's by Dr. Kelly McGonigal. And she talks about how she's a health psychologist. And this is one of my favorite courses that I teach in the health programs at the college in nursing, is health psychology. And it's the idea that she always thought stress was bad. It's not stress that's bad. As I said to you right there, that conflict in relationships is good when it gets you to a higher place. Stress is good when you look at many of the benefits. One of them is, when we experience stress, it brings relationships closer together. Because what tends to happen is that when times are good, we don't necessarily reach out. But the second things are bad, we tend to pick up the phone and call someone. And it's evolutionary that we're built in for difficult times. We're talking about relationships, stress, and connection, and community. And what happens is that when we reach out to someone and we connect on that level, and remember, there's a difference between complaining and actual problems. Complaining, I heard the saying that if you complain once, you're looking for a solution. If you complain more than once, you're looking for attention.